Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, like I've always say, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. So recently, about 3 weeks ago, I uploaded a video on my channel that was talking about Donald Trump and 4 Caribbean community members, Prime Minister, plus the Dominican Republic Prime Minister that visited Donald Trump in his Florida home. That video has had over 100,000 views and almost 1,000 or more comments. First of all, I want to say I appreciate every comment, whether they are in agreement to my views or they're in disagreement to my views. It's regardless of what an individual commented. My appreciation goes out to you guys for participating with the channel. Today I'm not going to be talking about Donald Trump anymore. Donald Trump is not that much on my agenda, but Jamaica is of priority to my interest, and the Caribbean community is also a priority to my interest. A lot of the comments are the reason why I decided to do this follow-up video, because I was shocked, amazed, and a little bit stunned to see, to read some of the comments regarding the views to the Caribbean community from Caribbean people. First of all, one of the recurring comments was pretty much saying the Caribbean community is not united and the Caribbean community does not give Jamaicans equal respect as to what Jamaicans give those people when they enter their borders. Especially Trinidad was mentioned, and the Bahamas was mentioned a lot, that Jamaicans are ill-treated, harassed, and interrogated when they enter these ports. Not only these ports, but these are the 2 ports that was highlighted. First and foremost, I can't say it is so or it's not so. You understand? Because personally, I've not visited any of those 2 countries that was highlighted. However, through media and through social media, I've also attained information that Jamaicans over the years have complained various and hundreds and thousands of times of the ill treatment that they encounter. Before I get into that, another statement that was made was that Jamaica does not benefit from the Caribbean community. So, the Caribbean community is a community like European Union or the United States of America. It's a bunch of countries that design themselves to be seen as one. And together we're stronger. That's how it's supposed to be. And to my knowledge, one of the key benefits to these countries, first of all, the Caribbean community is 28 countries. So you got 15 full member states, you got 5 associate states, and you got 8 observers. That's right, 8 observers. So in all is 28. But really, the 15 member states is the one I'm going to focus on more than any other, because with the observers and the associate states, there are other clauses. But to my Jamaican people, first and foremost, to my knowledge, I'm going to say one of the benefits that Jamaica gets from the Caribbean community is obviously trade and commerce, plus freedom to roam. You've got a freedom to roam in and out of these countries. You've got a freedom to go and seek employment. You got a freedom to seize all opportunity. We are a community, and if there is static within the community, then that needs to be addressed by the community head. Individual country or citizens, in my opinion, should highlight that in a legal way, because the Caribbean community does have a framework that it works on. Without taking this too far off my mark, I'm going to point a finger at my Jamaican people. I don't know if this extends to the rest of the Caribbean, but I'm definitely going to point it towards my Jamaican people. Jamaican people, I'm going to say y'all need to start reading. You understand? Of all the countries that I've lived in and traveled around the world, I must say Jamaica, my homeland, is the country where the private citizens are least attached to law and constitution. So I'm going to say that again. To my knowledge, of all the countries that I've lived in, Jamaicans are least interested or least knowledgeable about what is law and what is not law. They are the least abreast with the knowledge of what is right and what is privilege. What can a politician do? What can a politician cannot do? What can a court of law do and what can a court of law don't do? To my knowledge, Jamaicans just roll with it. If a politician says so, they accept that it's so. If a judge in a court says so, Jamaican people accept say it's so. While if you use, for example, the Americans, in my experience, are the most private citizens that I've encountered that are up on law. They may not know everything, but they know about their amendments, they know about their constitution, and so on and so forth. For all y'all don't know, I am an author. First and foremost, I'm a lot of things, I'm a legal advocate, I'm an author, and my resume can stretch as long. This is not about me, but the reason why I bring up the fact that I'm an author is because many years ago, I took some of my books to Jamaica to do like a book promotion, a book sale, and so on and so forth. And while I was in Falmouth, a woman approached me, an older woman approached me, and she commended me for being an author. She commended me for having published books and so on. And then she says, but there's only one problem with your efforts. And I was like, what's that? And she was like, yeah, your efforts is in Jamaica. You've brought books to Jamaica. And I say, yeah. And she was like, well, Jamaicans don't read. And I was a bit pushed back by that. And then she said something that was very funny. I thought it was humorous. She said, if you want to hide a secret from Jamaicans, put it in a book. They'll never find it because they'll never read it. I found it funny, but at the same time, if that is a fact, it is appalling. At the same time, during that period, I went to meet with the CEO for Kingston Bookshop, which is one of the two major bookstores in Jamaica. And after meeting with the CEO, he kind of explained to me that of all my bookstores island-wide, your books, because it's not books for school, there's only one of my branch, which is Halfway Tree, which is closest to Uptown, which is closest to the Aristocrat. It was said, this is the only place I think one of your books can sell because your book is about leisure reading. I thought that was sad, as true as he explained it to me. So, upon having these evidence, Jamaican people, I'm saying y'all need to read. Now, back to the Caribbean community. Caribbean people, whether you are from Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, Guyana, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, it does not matter where we come from. We all have one thing in common, other than our skin color and other than our Caribbean accent. Our history are similar. We're all spawned from slavery. Our ancestors are from slavery. Our origins are from Africa. Our bloodline, I mean, we may not know Africa. Our mom may not know Africa. Our grandparents may not know Africa. But you all get what I'm saying. We have that in common. And there is one thing you can rely on black people worldwide to do, is not unite. Is to, whatever, is to feel as if they're better than each other. Instead of a black person teaching another person what he or she knows, they're rather to use that knowledge as a superior and oppress their own. And we have to get out to that mindset. We have to rid the slave master mindset and know that each one should teach one. You know, we were born naive like everybody else, empty brain, and we learn as we go along. So to have read so much resentment towards the Caribbean community, I initially thought, okay, most of these people who are anti-Caribbean community do not understand the political benefits of it. And they may not think that free roaming is anything much to them. Here's the thing. You know, we were born with eyes and mouth and arms and legs, and we tend to take those things for granted because we believe that it is due to us. You know, we have a right to have it. We were born with it. The Caribbean community is kind of like the same thing. At the moment and for years, we have free access, visa free to go here, there, and everywhere in the Caribbean. And if we should step out, if Jamaica should step out of the Caribbean community, I want my Jamaican people to know that things will change drastically. Another thing I want to address before I close this video is one person sneered at a comment that I made, and the question that that person asked in the comment was, is Jamaica a democracy? My Jamaican people, I feel for anyone who has to really ask that question. You understand? I remember years ago when I moved to Jamaica. Previously I lived in the USA and I decided to move back to Jamaica. When I moved back to Jamaica, one of the first things that I remember purchasing is a booklet of the Jamaica Constitution. It is available. Jamaican people have to wake up. You know, our society runs on democracy, and the government may not say, here are the rules, because you probably could use those rules against them. No one is going to give it to you, but it's there. You know, so in a nutshell, Jamaicans and my Caribbean people, you know, I'm making a plea. We all have to love each other. We all have to have each other back. You know, we all are one. You know, we were divided and displaced hundreds of years ago. Black people are probably the only race, no, not the only race, but one of the few races on earth that our family tree can go back but so far. When it comes to white people, their family tree can go back forever. They weren't displaced, we were displaced, and we were displaced to be against each other. And even today we're being influenced by outsiders that we should not unite with each other because this or that or that. We have to lose the pettiness, and we have to show people, we have to show the rest of the world that as a nation, we're not only violent, you know, because we're renowned to be, oh, black people, they're so aggressive, they're so violent. And then that stereotype of us force some of us to try to be like other races. We have to own us, own who we are, be who we are, but also show the positivity. We may not do things the same way as another race, but the result can be positively the same or even better. I was appalled to hear that the Caribbean community are at each other's throat. I mean, some people didn't see it that way, but a lot of people saw it that way. They were pointing fingers at each other. You know, Trinidad treated us like this, Bahamas treated us like this, we don't need them, blah, 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 blah. We all need someone. And yeah, I mean, me personally, I can take that attitude sometime and go, you know what, I don't need that person, or I don't need that person. But at the end of the day, I also know that when push comes to shove, unity is strength. So without dragging this one out too long, my people, Jamaican people, Caribbean community people, I want everybody to big up themselves and stay loyal with each other and keep the love strong. Until next time, peace.